I'm Vincent Martella, and I play Phineas on the show Phineas and Ferb, and we're going to watch In Conversation with Amber Jones.
Hello, everybody. Amber here. Welcome back to a very special In Conversation with ATF. Now, my guest, I am so excited. Seriously, 8-year-old me is screaming right now. I can't tell you how happy I am.
Oh,
My
thank you.
guest, my guest is the voice of Phineas in Phineas and Ferb. This is what I
Oh,
spent
awesome. Yeah,
ages
hi
looking for the
everyone.
Disney Plus.
Love that. The little that's from Disney Infinity, correct?
It is, yes,
I
yes.
love that game. I wish it lasted longer.
Me too. Me too. I
I was
love
so
playing it
excited.
growing up. Yeah, definitely.
I have
But
one of those guys on my bookshelf. I love that little figurine.
really, oh my
Oh yeah,
goodness, yeah, I have a Perry one as well somewhere.
me
But
too. I have the Phineas and I have the Perry.
I know it's just honestly, I love it so much. I literally had to run into my brother's room. He's like, I'm like, quick, do you have the Phineas figure? And we're like trying to scream through
We
this
need
massive
it.
box of
It's
figures.
important. Yeah.
I had to put my flashlight on, and mum's like, hang on, and then she joins the search as well. I'm like, it's so funny. But you at home, obviously, Phineas and Ferb, Hope Estheim in the Final Fantasy franchise, Robin slash
Yeah.
Jason Todd in Batman Under the Red Hood, as well as Greg in Everybody Hates Chris, Rick D in Everybody Still Hates Chris, of course, and other stuff such as Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, Love Bites, The Mentalist, R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour, Hamster and Gretel, The Walking Dead, Camp WWE, and many more. Mr. Vincent Martella, welcome
You
to my
nailed it. The
show.
whole resume there. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much for
you.
having me. I'm excited to talk to you today.
Me too. We're gonna have a lovely little chat together. I'm just so, as I said before, 8-year-old me is just fangirling on the inside. I loved
Thank you.
Phineas and Ferb growing up. I was so excited to hear that it was coming back, and just wow, I'm just so happy to sort of technically be with you right now, if that makes sense. Um,
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear you say that too, just in terms of the show coming back, because quite honestly, I felt the same way. I was so unbelievably excited when they called us to do more seasons of the show.
mhm.
It's my favorite job I've ever done. I mean, I've worked on a lot of really fun stuff, but Phineas and Ferb has meant so much to me and been such a big part of my life. I've been playing this
Yeah,
character for 18 years. Like that's a
that's
really long time.
crazy.
It's a really
And I'm
long time
only
to do
21.
anything. That's a long time to know somebody. So
Mhm.
this has really meant the world to me playing this character. So getting a chance to come back. I mean, I hope we get to make you know many more seasons after this. So we'll see. We'll see if Disney lets us.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I mean, you were only 15 when you started voicing Phineas. I
I
forget
was
that.
younger actually. I was
Really?
13 when I recorded the pilot, and
Oh,
then when we started
wow.
like
Okay.
actually regular, like the show didn't premiere until I was 15, 15,
Hmm.
16, like turning 16, and
Wow.
because we recorded the pilot in February of 2006, and I recorded it all by myself at Disney World because I grew up in Florida. So I
Wow.
recorded the pilot at Disney World at Hollywood Studios because they still have studios there. And so I
Yeah.
recorded actually a lot of the first season from Disney World.
Oh, that's so cool. That's
Yeah.
so growing up around that age, did you naturally sound like Phineas, or did you have to sort of put on that voice that you have to put on to today to record?
No, yeah, I was always doing a character voice from the very
Ah,
beginning.
okay,
I was
okay.
always doing a character voice, which greatly benefited me in
Yeah.
terms of longevity.
Hmm.
But no, I came in doing a different voice that was not my own when I auditioned for it. I got a call back for it. I didn't book it. I There was like a 6 month gap between when my callback was and when I finally got the call that they wanted me to record the pilot. And they had actually already like they were pretty exhausted. They didn't think they could find a Phineas, and they had someone else already playing the role, like an adult
Hmm.
actor. A really,
Really?
yeah, a very good voice actor who's worked on a lot of
Oh.
other good stuff. But they were not. They were like, this is not right. We need to find someone else. And a wonderful woman at Disney Casting named Sarah Sherman, who's a huge voice director in
Love
the industry
Sarah.
now. Sarah's fantastic. She really encouraged them and was like, no, guys, like take another listen to this tape. I really think that's Phineas. And to my knowledge, the story goes when I recorded the pilot. I did hear that there was already someone cast. I knew that. And they were like,
Yeah.
they're going to test both and they're going to see if you can get this role. And I went in, and the way the story goes to me is in recording, when I have that, the very first time I ever do the ongoing gag on Phineas and Ferb, which is, aren't you a little young to be doing so and so? And I
Yes.
say, yes, yes, I am. When I was like, yes, yes, I am. Dan and Swampy looked at each other and were like, oh my gosh. That's Phineas. That's him. That's he nailed it. And I booked it right then. And I have been working on it ever since.
I'm nearly crying there. As soon as I heard that voice, I was gonna be a little cheeky and ask you to do a bit of the voice, and I'm just thinking, wow, that's just you're
Honestly, it's one
actually
of the
nearly
best
got me.
parts about being a voice actor is that, I played such an important character to so many people now for so long. And when talking to me, you wouldn't know it, like, unless you know voice actors really well. Like, if I go to Disney World or Disneyland, like there will be Disney fans who really know who the voice actors are. But it's such a fun magic trick because then you get to talk to a kid or a family and you get to say, I hope you're having an awesome summer vacation because I know I am. And it's like a magic trick because it makes people so excited. And it's a really lovely part about getting to be a voice actor, is I get to do that and get to have this reaction right now, which is so wonderful.
I'm just looking at my Phineas thing and I'm just thinking, when I was playing Disney Infinity growing up and watching the
Yeah.
show, I'm just thinking, I think like one of my funniest, fondest memories of the show, and I've got to bring this up because it just sounds so silly to me.
Yeah,
I was
please.
8. Summer had just started for us, so technically summer vacation had started. I finished school for the summer, um, and then I was sitting upstairs in my bedroom watching Phineas and Ferb on my TV. I had one of those old, TV boxes, just stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I was just watching Phineas and Ferb on, I think it was either Disney XD or Disney Channel. It was recording. Um, and then my mum comes in and she says, "Oh hi, such and such." There was, I think it was like 2 or 3 people. They were knocking at the door asking if you wanted to go out and play with them. And I was like, yeah, hang on, let me just finish watching Phineas first. See, Phineas,
Something very important is happening, so hang on. Yeah.
which was probably a good decision because now I prefer cartoons over people in real life. I grew up with
That's
barely any
fair. That's
friends,
fair.
always turned to cartoons. So that honestly brought a lot of joy to my life. I did have I'm trying to think, I had the video games, I had some of the DVDs, I had a lot of the recordings on my old
Yeah.
Skybox. Now they're all on Disney Plus, so they're easily
I was about to
accessible.
say we never had a full, like, the entire season released on
No,
DVD or Blu-ray or anything when it was out. And we used to have people
no.
ask us about it all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
Disney Plus is so wonderful for these fans and
Yeah,
obviously played a big role in us coming back because Phineas and Ferb is in the top 5 to 10 most streamed things on Disney Plus
yeah,
every month. So
yeah,
us being able to have such a awesome fan base has really helped bring the show back. And hopefully
yeah,
we'll, what we've kind of all talked about is that Disney does have the opportunity to have kind of this evergreen show, the way that Nickelodeon has SpongeBob, or the way that, now they've acquired The Simpsons and they've acquired Family Guy and things
yeah,
like that. But to have a children's and teen and family cartoon that can just, have that longevity for them.
yeah.
And we're hoping to be that. We really are.
Yeah, definitely, of course. And I've got to ask about your sort of your friendship. I had the word in my head, but it's just completely gone out. But it's like the sort of chemistry. There we go. I've got the chemistry between 2 people because obviously Ferb's had 2 voice actors. So how was your chemistry sort of been recording the original show with Thomas Brody Sangster and then the revival and the current projects with David Arrigo Jr.? I wouldn't say how
Yeah.
it was different or basically what was the chemistry like between you 3 at different times
Yeah,
doing
I mean, there's
voices?
huge differences. Um, we all record individually, so none of us ever
Mm-hmm.
actually record together.
Oh,
Ensemble, like big cast records, are so rare now. They used to do them
mm-hmm.
a lot in the 90s.
They
And
did.
there's some
Yeah.
shows that still do them. Like for the longest time, Futurama was still doing it, and
Yeah.
they recorded at the same place we recorded. And you'd always know because you'd see like all 8 of the voice actors, and you'd be super excited. You're like, oh my gosh, these people are so good.
Ooh.
Um, but so I never actually worked directly with Thomas Brody Sangster. We actually only met twice in person because he lived
Oh,
in London.
okay. Yeah.
We met once when I did right when the show premiered. Disney sent us to London to promote the show because we have a
Oh.
half British cast. And I really hope they'll send us back someday because it was a lot of fun. And it was one of my only times I've been to London. But I met him then when I was about 15. And then I had lunch with him again when I was 18, 19. So I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really get to know Thomas very well. We spoke on, through the microphone a couple of times when he was like
Yeah.
leaving a session and I was coming in.
Oh.
Whereas uh, David Arrigo is literally one of my best friends.
Yeah.
It's been a great gift of the show coming back as well. Is not only is he a really talented voice actor who's worked on a lot of really good projects, he's like someone I genuinely like voice acting wise, I ask him questions all the time. I go to him for advice. Um, but on top of that, I see him like every 2 days. Like we see each other all the time. We live like 10 minutes away from each other.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so it's pretty funny now because yeah, now Phineas and Ferb are actually like best friends. Uh, and we like go to Disneyland together. Like we went to Disneyland
Oh.
last week and we met the characters because Phineas and Ferb are back at California Adventure,
Yeah.
and we got to see them and we were hanging out all day together at the park. It was really fun.
Are they still going to be there next month? Because I'm hoping to get to
Yes,
Disneyland. Are they?
they are
Okay.
gonna be there. What I was told is they're gonna be there through August. So
Good.
they
Good.
should be there during July.
Okay.
Um,
Good.
but they're only there
Because
on specific days. It's only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Monday,
Saturday,
Wednesday.
Saturdays is only Perry. Perry only comes out on Saturdays. But Phineas and
Okay.
Ferb, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
I was gonna say I probably need to do a Friday and a Saturday. Definitely, I've got to make a mental note of that. Yeah. So, so honestly, this question here is a bit of an interesting one. It's from one of my best friends, Nina. And I asked her, "Do you have any questions for Vincent Martella?" And she was like, "Yes, I do." So Nina wants to know, do you wish that the sick inventions that Phineas and Ferb make would ever be real, or would you ever like to see an invention of theirs become real at some point?
Oh, absolutely. Tons of them. I would love them. That would be so fun. I mean, even having a roller coaster that goes all throughout like your hometown would be
Yeah.
the most fun thing ever, let alone a backyard beach party. I would love a backyard beach. That'd be awesome.
Backyard beach.
There's tons of them that I would love to have. Um, Even in our new season, we throw an amazing block party in the very first episode of the new season. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched it. If you haven't watched it yet, go on Disney Plus and watch it right now. But we throw an amazing block party. I want to go to that block party. That looked so much fun. There was cotton candy, like there was all kinds of bumper cars. It looked awesome.
It does sound like fun. To be honest with you, I haven't watched the new season yet, but I really do need to watch it,
Oh my
definitely.
goodness, you got to watch it. The first 10, 11 minute episodes are out. So the first 10 are all out and they're great. We worked really, really hard on them. And I'm super biased. So obviously I love them because I worked really hard on them. We've been
Hmm.
working on it for almost 2 years. And we're still working on the episodes now so we got a 40 episode order.
Oh, right,
Um,
okay.
and so I believe the first 20 will all be out before the end of the year because they're going to do weekly releases now in a
Ah,
couple
right,
weeks.
okay.
Um, but yeah, we're still working on. We haven't finished the 40 episodes yet.
Hmm.
And they're great. They're wonderful. We have some really cool guest stars too. Like in some of the ones that are already out. Alan Cumming is in one of the episodes,
Ooh.
and I was so jealous that I was not in the studio the day he was there because he is an unbelievable actor. He's so good.
Does Swampy do all of the voice direction for the show?
He does. Yeah, yeah. Swampy Marsh, who is one of the creators of Phineas and Ferb, and also plays Major Monogram for any of your,
Yes.
your viewers who don't know how wonderful he
Hmm.
is. He's been voice directing us for a long time, quite a few years now, and it's great. He knows us very well, and he knows the show very well. Um, and he and I have unbelievably good chemistry, just like director to actor. Like, I mean, I also know the character very, very well. Like, I know is expected out of my performance very well. And
Hmm.
so I can, a lot of times I'll even know when I've given them, we call it an
Yeah.
ABC take in voiceover is you go line by line and then you give them three
Yeah.
options, three
Hmm.
variations of it. Um, and I'll know if it's not there usually. I'll be like, I never got there. That wasn't it. Um, but he's awesome. He directs us, yeah, every week.
That's so cool. So, do you keep in touch with everyone from the cast then, even since the original run of the show ended?
A lot of them, yeah, a lot of them for sure. Like I said, we don't all work together like in the booth,
Hmm.
but I'm quite close with David. I'm really close with Olivia Olson as well, who plays
Oh,
Vanessa on the show,
cool.
and
Hmm.
is also one of our writers and writes like almost every single song in Phineas and Ferb now. Olivia's fantastic and a very talented musician, and we all hang out all the time. Like the three of us hang out all the time. I see
That
Dan and
sounds
Swampy all the time outside of work. I hang out with Dan a lot. I hang out with Swampy a lot. We go out to
wow.
dinner and stuff. Caroline's always traveling. Caroline Ray, who plays my mother. I love Caroline. She's spectacular, but she's a very famous stand-up comic, so she is
Yeah.
always touring. She's always on the road. Um, Malik, who plays Baljeet, lives in New York, and I used to live in New York, and
Oh,
we
really?
got yeah, so we would go out and get food sometimes together. I saw him at New York Comic Con last year, but we went to dinner. But he's hard to see because he's always over there. Um, and Allison I've seen more now that the show is back because Allison was also not living in Los Angeles for a while, and they
Yeah.
are now living in LA again. And so I've seen Allison quite a few times, which has been nice. I love Allison.
What about Bobby Gaylor, who always voiced Buford?
Oh yeah, Bobby's great, dude. Bobby too used to like be traveling in between. He would go between New York and LA, and so when I lived in New York,
Hmm.
there was a couple times where it was me, Bobby, and Malik. So it was Phineas, Buford, and Baljeet all getting dinner together, or grabbing lunch, or grabbing coffee, or something, or grabbing a drink, and that was always really great. I like Bobby a lot. Bobby just texted me the other day.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
Bobby just texted me
wow.
the other day about Brian Wilson's passing because I always talked to Bobby
Oh
about
yeah.
and
Brian
so he was like,
Wilson.
no. And he texted me and he was just texting me a bunch of information about Pet Sounds and just the Beach Boys. And um,
Hmm.
Bobby's great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna text him after this interview.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Tell him I
Yeah,
said hello.
I will.
We definitely need the Phineas and Ferb cast in the UK at some point doing a Comic Con appearance and stuff like
Oh
that
my
as well.
goodness. If you know, I mean, there is a really big Comic Con in the UK that happens every year. Tell them we want to go. I would love to go. I do conventions all the time with David and Olivia as well. And so
Yeah.
me, David, and Olivia are like out on the road together in random cities all over the United States all the time. We love that. It's such a good way for us to connect with the fans and interact with them. I
Yeah.
have just had the some really great moving experiences with families and with fans who just really
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to like talk to us and ask us questions about the show, and
Oh.
it's wonderful. Yeah, it's what makes this so fun is that
Yeah.
the show's really resonated with people.
That's so wholesome, and especially because it's resonated with me as well. So you're talking like one
Yeah,
on one with a fan, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Makes
absolutely.
sense. I love that. I love that. So your career that isn't Phineas and Ferb related, you've done Final Fantasy, you've done a few Batman animated stuff. So what was it like working on something? Because I know obviously Final Fantasy, I believe was that pre Phineas and Ferb or was that post Phineas and
No, it
Ferb?
was not. So I worked on three Final Fantasy video games. I play Hope Estheim. You said that at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the interview.
Yeah.
There's Final Fantasy 13 Part 2, and then Lightning Returns.
Yeah.
And that entire process, like I started when I was 16, and I think I finished the last video game when I was 21 or 22.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because each one took about a year and a half to dub,
Okay.
or about a year,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit more. And those are fantastic. I love that I worked on Final Fantasy. That's such an iconic like video game series.
Yeah.
I know the games that I worked on are a little polarizing. Like you either have people who really love Final Fantasy 13 or like we're really not into like the gameplay and the story, and those fans
Yeah.
are very passionate. But what's really cool for me is that all of my friends are huge Magic the Gathering fans, and Magic
Mm-hmm.
the Gathering just released these Final Fantasy decks
Oh
and these Final
wow.
Fantasy packs with all these iconic characters from Final Fantasy, and it was like the most popular Final Fantasy or Magic the Gathering drop ever. Like I was trying to buy some for myself, and I
Mm-hmm.
waited like 5 hours online in the queue and could not get them. They all sold out immediately, and
Ooh.
my character has two different cards with like a lot of variations of the cards. But now I'm a Magic the Gathering card, and that's really, really cool. Like
Yeah.
I ordered one off of like a secondary seller so I can frame it and like put it on the wall. Like that is so cool to me that I play a character in Magic the Gathering now. Like that's awesome.
It'd be a fun fact at a party. Yeah,
Very
I'm
surreal.
on a
Very
Magic the
wild.
Gathering card. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's I love that. I love that though. Just imagine that.
Yeah.
How many people have approached you regarding Final Fantasy? Because I'm presuming when you do Comic Cons, you always get people asking you about Phineas and Ferb. Is there any time someone's come over to you and mentioned something like they haven't talked about Phineas and Ferb at all? They've talked about Final
Oh
Fantasy,
yeah.
Batman, Everybody Hates Chris, or something like that.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Final Fantasy because it has such a like an amazing fan base who are passionate. I've
Mhm.
had people come up who are cosplaying my character, people who are cosplaying
Oh,
other
okay.
characters. I've
Mhm.
signed a bunch of really cool Final Fantasy stuff. Like there was a Final
Ooh.
Fantasy 13 PlayStation, like it was like customized like from Tokyo that someone like bought online. They had me sign it. I actually just posted a TikTok and an Instagram reel about this recently when I heard they were doing Magic the Gathering stuff
Oh.
because of all the
Mhm.
cool Final Fantasy stuff I've signed, like game books and different art. And they had some other playing cards for some other game that I've signed before. So there's definitely a lot of people who come up about Final Fantasy. A lot of Batman and Robin fans, and that's cool too because I play Robin and I play Red Hood. Um, and I'll have people come up with Funko Pops of of
Ooh,
Robin and of Red
yeah.
Hood. And I see a lot of people cosplaying Red Hood, both men and women cosplay Red Hood all the time. And so I've signed a lot of Red Hood helmets, and that is so cool to me. Like, I love it's, although it's been a big part of my life, like, it's never not amazing to me when I see someone like in costume as a character I've played. That is nuts. Like, that is
Yeah.
just such a cool thing that means a lot to me. And I just really appreciate that people like my work enough to like go out on Halloween dressed as my character or something. That's really cool.
Yeah. Have you seen a lot of Phineas cosplayers as well?
So many, so many. And those are so fun too
Really?
because you'll get whole families doing it. So
Yeah.
you'll have like the mom and dad. Usually the mom is dressed like Candace or like sometimes the mom, but the dad is always dressed like Doofenshmirtz. And then the kids will be like Phineas Ferb and Isabella and sometimes Buford and Baljeet. Um, There's a lot of Perrys. I see a lot of Perrys who come up to me, and every
Really?
time that they approach me, I have to say, "Oh, there you are, Perry," and it makes their day. They're so excited. Um, I see a lot of Perry outfits. There's a lot of Perry outfits uh like at Warped Tour right now. Like Bowling for Soup is at Warped Tour and Bowling for Soup does their theme
Yeah.
song. And so there's a lot of
Yeah.
like fans in the crowd wearing Perry the Platypus onesies. And that is so funny to me that there are people at huge music festivals dressed as characters from our show. So yeah, I see a lot of cosplay. And every Halloween, I ask people to tag me. And hopefully it'll happen again even more this year now that the show is back. But I'm like, if you
Yeah.
see any Phineas and Ferb characters or you're dressing like Phineas and Ferb characters, I was like, tag me. I want to see them because that's so exciting for me. And I got to be honest with you, some of them look really terrifying.
I've got to mention the launch party that was held in Hollywood. Now I've got to say I
Yeah,
am so jealous. It looks so much fun. I see all these influencers and all
you
these
should be
actors going and
jealous.
stuff. I
Yeah,
just
you should be jealous.
wow, what was it like? You got all food and stuff. I was like, wow, that's like
It was amazing. Yeah, that was our premiere. So that was
oh right, okay.
it was a premiere event is what was going on. And so we had a teal carpet, the color of Perry the Platypus.
Oh
And we all did a bunch of interviews on there. And then Phineas and Ferb, like the walk around characters from
yeah,
Disneyland, were there.
yeah.
And then I got to sing on stage. I got to sing Gitchy Gitchy Goo with Ashley Tisdale for
Oh
the first time.
wow.
I'd never done that in my life. And we've been trying for a long time. We're like, we need to do like a Phineas and Ferb in concert where we do
Yeah,
a bunch of the music from the show. I think people would show out. Like, I think that we'd sell tickets to that. Like, people would definitely come to like a show at the Hollywood Bowl if it was all of us performing in character, all the music from the show. I think
yeah.
we'd sell tickets.
I think it
So
would
I'm hoping someday we're able to do that because that's
at the
definitely a
Hollywood Bowl.
dream. Yeah, that's definitely a dream of a lot of us. A lot of us have talked about that. But
Yeah.
I got to get you goo there, and that was cool. And then they had some food from the show, and that was fun too.
Oh wow, that's so so cool, man. That just sounds
They
like
had
the
Phineas,
best.
they had a Phineas pancake. They were doing like Phineas
Oh,
and Ferb pancake,
really?
and they
Oh
were
my
really cool. I'm
goodness.
gonna post it eventually on my social media. I didn't want to just like
Mm-hmm.
show all of it right away because there's so much cool stuff that day.
That's okay.
Um, but I have a really fun picture of me with a Phineas pancake, and then
Oh,
of course
that's so cool.
I ate myself. I devoured my own character.
I love that. I love that. There's nothing
Yeah.
like it's just that's just so I have no words. That just sounds like
It was
so
very, very
much fun.
fun. I hope we get to do one, if they let us do more seasons, I hope we get to do another premiere.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely would love to swing along, if I can. I mean, if Disney,
You got to.
Disney, if you're out there,
Yeah.
please, I'm here.
Just
Hello.
become one of those Disney influencers because there's a
Oh,
bunch of Disney influencers there, and I was unfamiliar with their game. I did not know what they all did, and now I follow all of them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these people have the best lives. They go to Disneyland every day. Like a lot of these people are like Disneyland food critics or like Disneyland like secret info, and I'm like, what a great job! This is so cool. Like you get to, I'm definitely a Disney adult. Like I love Disney anyways. Like outside of Phineas
yeah.
and Ferb, so for me, it's very cool.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Going back to Batman real quick. Did you
Yeah, of
get to
course.
meet Bruce Greenwood?
I did. I met Bruce Greenwood a number of times. Bruce Greenwood's
Oh,
awesome.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, we did two movies together. So we did Under the Red Hood and we did Death in the Family. and he played Batman in both of those. And
Hmm.
he's just an awesome actor. Like he has been in so many good projects for so long. Um, he's awesome. Yeah, he is someone I am so lucky I got to work with. Both him and John DiMaggio
Yeah,
uh, was just awesome because I've worked with John on numerous stuff now. He's worked on Phineas and Ferb and he's worked on other shows I've been on. But really cool time. I loved working on those movies, and I'm really proud of Batman Under the Red Hood. I think that's such a good movie.
me too. Me too. It's
Yeah,
really
thank
good.
you.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit. I love it. Me.
Very
But
sad.
yeah, yeah, I did. I
It's
did
super
go on
sad.
a bit of a Batman binge, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
When I got into the Batman franchise, I think it was about 2022. Yes, yes, it was.
Yeah.
It's after I met Kevin Conroy at a convention. Went on to a massive
Oh, lucky
Batman binge.
you. I never met him.
My meeting with him was only very brief.
What's your favorite Batman graphic novel? Do you have one?
I don't have one. I
Okay.
prefer the animated
Yeah,
series.
yeah,
That's
yeah. I
that's
got you. I
that's
got
just
you.
me. That actually having that. Oh, right. I gotta say this now. Right, I've just found out Andrea Romano, the queen of voice directing, she voice directed Under the Red Hood. What was it
She
like working
did.
with
Yeah,
her?
she's spectacular. She directed us for that project, and she is an absolute
Signed my
legend. Oh,
headphones.
she's got is that her signature?
Yeah, she signed my headphones. It's come off a little bit, but
Whoa,
basically, I spoke to her on a GalaxyCon thing a few years ago. She liked my headphones so much she bought a pair herself. So I was like, "Can you sign mine if that's
that's
okay?"
so cool. Yeah, and Wes Gleason directed us for Death in the Family, and I
Oh,
love Wes
cool.
Gleason. Wes Gleason is an absolutely legendary director in his own right too, and I hope I get to work with him again someday. He was so great. Which GalaxyCon were you at? I love going to GalaxyCons.
It was during COVID, so it was a virtual GalaxyCon video
Oh,
chat.
okay.
Yeah, I think Kevin
GalaxyCon is
Conroy was
great.
meant to do it. Yeah, Kevin Conroy was meant to do the video chat thing, but I think he dinged out because he was sick, and then obviously because I think it was during the time he had cancer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, GalaxyCon, I'd love to get out to a GalaxyCon, and also the anime events that they do as well, like the
Yeah, I'm
Animate
going to
Columbus
one.
and stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to one in July. Yeah,
Hmm.
I would happily go to every GalaxyCon and every Animate in every city every year. Like they are such well put together conventions
Yeah.
for the fans. Like they cater so much to the fandom of all these shows. They do an amazing job. So props to them. I love the people who run those.
Just saddens me they don't do stuff like this in the UK. Like, I have to
It
fly all
saddens
the way
me
out
too.
to
I would
America.
love, truly, I would love to go to Europe and be able to go to Comic Cons there. It's just not as common, and the ones that do,
No.
I think, are very particular. So yeah, have all your viewers write whatever big conventions are in London, and I
Hmm.
know we'll all be down to go.
Yeah, well, I know there's Wales Comic Con that's in Angola in the September. There's MCM, Monopoly events do one as well.
MCM is the one I've heard is huge.
Yeah, they tend to get a good few voice actors. I think they had Rob Paulson at the last one, and then
Oh, I
last
just saw
October they
him.
had
I just saw him a week
really.
ago. Yeah,
Oh, where at?
there was a Disney Plus throwback event in
Oh
Hollywood,
yes, yes, yes. One
and
of my
he
friends was there.
Okay, well, for any of your viewers who end up going to my social media, and I hope that you guys do follow me at the Vincent Martella on all my
Uh-huh.
social, you will see pictures of me at the Disney Plus throwback event. And now I was told that this was a throwback event to honor the early 2000s and Y2K era and to dress appropriately. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly how to dress. And I think I overstood the assignment because I look like 2007. Like that is how everyone dressed at fancy events in 2007 on red carpets. And like no one else was dressed like that. And so I felt very dumb, but I looked right. Okay. So I looked like I was supposed to look.
That's so funny. I'm not sure
Let
which
the record
shows Rob
show.
worked on, to be fair. I know my friend Josh Sussman, who was on Wizards of Waverly Place, was there. He did post on his social. I think he was at the Phineas and Ferb premiere as well. So
Oh, yes, he was. Yeah, yes, he was.
yes, yes, and
He
yes,
said, he
yeah,
said hello to me. Yeah, at both of those events. Yeah.
yeah. That throwback thing. It's just a shame that a lot of these are pop ups and they won't be around when I'm in LA again next month. It's just they just get all the good things and
I
just
know. It was only up for like
boom.
5 days, I think.
Man, yeah. They all seem just like so much fun. I hope there's some stuff because I'll be at San Diego Comic Con next month. I hope there's some pop-up stuff around there and stuff because I know they do stuff on like the waterfront and stuff, and then they
They
have these
totally do. Yeah.
parties and stuff, but I can never get into any of the parties because no one thinks of me. Anyways,
I'm trying to. Believe me, those are exclusive. It's hard to get in.
yeah, well, my friend got in literally because like he's friends with one of the X-Men '97 voice actors. I'm thinking,
Ah, which
how do
one?
you do this?
Which voice actor?
Um, from X-Men '97, Holly
Yeah.
Chow.
Who?
Holly Chow with Voices Jubilee. One of
Oh,
my
I
friends
got
is
you.
close friends with her. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
yeah.
Holly. I know a couple of the voice actors, but I don't
Yeah,
know
you know
Holly.
David, of course, yeah. And then
I know
my friend
David. Yeah,
my,
and I know
my,
Isaac really well too.
Isaac, yes, he was on because I was actually on the Cartoon Voices panel that Mark Evanier does every year. I was actually on it last year with Isaac. Um,
Dude, Isaac is so talented.
I know, yes. Oh
Isaac's
my
in
goodness.
everything. Isaac just shows up, and you're just like, there he is
He's
again.
in Phineas Ferb. He's additional
He is.
voices. You know, Deborah Wilson is
Love
as
him.
well. You know,
Yeah,
just
really
oh
nice guy.
goodness.
I like Isaac. He's super talented.
Yeah, very lovely. I think he's going to be there again this year. But yeah, just yeah, you just have to be at these parties. You know, if Disney does one party, you should be on there. You're literally Phineas Flynn for crying out loud. Just
I would hope so. I know.
just you
Yeah,
know,
there's.
it's like whatever way. I don't know. It always mirrors. It always mirrors.
I
Always
always
put them
love
on there.
to. I always love to interact with our fans. So I want to be
Yeah.
at everything. I want to go to D23 later this year. Like
Yes.
they have a D23
Yes.
at Disney World, and I want to go there so bad.
That'd be quite fun. I think that'd be really fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
you should go to that. Vincent, thank you so much for coming on my show. Is there anything you would like to promote? Where can we find you on social media?
Absolutely. Everyone go watch the new season of Phineas and Ferb on Disney
Yes.
Channel and on Disney Plus. It's streaming
Mm-hmm.
right now. We worked very hard on it. I hope you love it. And you can follow me at the Vincent Martella on Instagram and TikTok. I do a lot of obviously I post a lot about just voice acting and acting in general, and I post a lot of content from Phineas and Ferb as well as other stuff I work on too. So give me a follow there and on Twitch as well at the Vincent Martella. I don't stream as much as I used to because I've been so busy with the show lately, but it's
Yeah.
always a fun way to interact with fans when I'm getting wrecked in a video game. Just getting my cheeks clapped in Marvel Rivals while everyone watches me lose.
That's that's too funny. I love that. I absolutely
Yeah.
love that. Well, in that case, thank you so much, Stuart at home, for watching this episode of In Conversation with ATF. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did recording it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you around. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. And
Bye.
bye. And cut.